Can't hear us.
Oh, you can't hear us. Okay, so well, we've just fixed that. Now that's good. That I like how you guys have you've commented on there. Oh yeah, I can see. The first comment is anyone got sound, and I've been reading the comments the whole time. Haven't seen that.
And also, I'm not hitting record on this.
Oh, good. So we haven't done.
We haven't done a thing.
We literally haven't done one thing. All right, this is a real good start to the episode, guys. We've just got you there. We're going to have to start everything again.
Welcome everybody. We'll be back in a jiff.
Oh, dear, that's good. Oh, dear, that's good. So let's clean joint in and away in the twin bucket between the sets.
Hello and welcome to the Bodysurf Podcast with your budgie boys, Tim and Owie, hydrated by Hairy Man Brewery, and we're back in the studio after a few weeks away, Owie.
Yeah, Tim, it's a good. It's a good thing that you've got all the levels set and the record buttons on and everything's working. And it's good that I can remember exactly everything I've said for the last 47 minutes that we've been on a podcast with no sound. So this is going to be a real good one. Let's talk about all the things we've just talked about again, but have no emotion about it because we've done the bants.
You know,
all the bants is done.
You know, when you've spent a bit of time on a film set, yeah?
No.
Woofo, have you spent any time on a film set?
Never.
It's very hard to act. Have you ever tried acting? Woofo, ever acted?
Nope.
It's very difficult. A lot of people think it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, you
as easy as it looks,
you watch
okay?
Neighbours, you watch Home and Away, you watch Rov Live. It's actually very hard to act. And what happens is you do one take and you give it your all and you go, I think I can do it better. I think I can do it again. They go, okay, take two. And then you have another crack. I think I can do it. Give me one more. You do it again, third time, you go, actually, the first one was the best.
Yeah. And that's what it's going to be like tonight. The first one was the best, and this is the rest. You tried the best, now try the rest. Here's Tim and Owie.
And that's why we are nominated for such a prestigious award. The potties, they're coming up.
The potties are coming up.
Before we talk about the potties, should we mention that we're back from Seals Rock? We had a great time away. We did some pre-records last week.
Have you ever got that right?
Seal Rocks. I said it right. Go to the tape. I am recording this time.
I will go to the tape, and you didn't get it right.
Oh, no. We had John Watson on the show last week, and one of my favourite chats of the whole year. I think if you want to be a guest on the Bodysurf Podcast, go and watch that interview because that's how you do it. That was incredible. That was so much fun. One of the best chats we've had in a while, and it was so cool doing it from the outside broadcast in front of the old Jesse Mawson tent.
Yeah, that was actually really good. And I went and listened via the podcast medium, iTunes.
Okay.
And then I went and watched it on the YouTube. And it was great both times. And I really liked going to the clip because when we were talking about the handboards, I could actually see what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And so if you've just been listening along on the iTunes, on your little iPhone there, or whatever medium you might get your podcasts on, head on over to the YouTube page because Wolfo's done a great job with it. It's looking silky smooth.
Looks very nice. I like the colour coordination and everything.
How did you do that?
Thanks, mate. Bit of blue, bit of pink.
Yeah, MS Paint, Microsoft
Well, I thought
Paint.
if we were going to nominate ourselves for an award, just in case someone actually looks us up, need to look professional.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Which we've been showing tonight.
Yeah.
That we're very professional.
100%.
That's right.
I think we need over 100 people to subscribe to our page until we can name it.
Oh, really?
So at the moment, it doesn't have a name. Like you can't go YouTube Bodysurf Podcast.
Oh.
You've got to search for it. It's a bit hard. It's quite technical. Go and tell your mates. Get down and get us to 100. I think we're at like 70 at the moment. So we don't have too far to go. But once we get to 100, we can
82.
name it. 82. Mate, let's get it done tonight. Let's call up the Dick Boys and see if they can get us over
Where are they, by the way?
I don't know. I've got me a little board over there.
I was expecting them to just pop up. You know, they've been hiding, and you can't see on the camera here, but Timmy's got all these fins out.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Don't touch anything. Well, can you do a little zoom on that? Yeah. See, this is why you need to be on the YouTubes. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's real good, actually.
But under the new grey Tech 2s, which I was donated to by to Matthew Bond gave me those. He bought them off eBay for $20 and they don't fit him. So I got the new Tech 2s just as a spare because I am known to lose a fin here and there.
Yeah.
That's my second pair of Techs. But
So is there much difference between the blue and the grey?
They're a bit stiffer, the grey.
Okay.
But I think it's because they haven't had a lot of love.
Yeah.
So once I start wearing them a bit more, they'll probably start to mould over the old feet.
Because I remember the day, I've got a picture of you walking out of the surf with just one fin, and that was one of the saddest days of your life, Tim.
For about 5 minutes, and I hopped in the car, went up to the surf shop and bought another pair. So
and you got a free bodyboard.
Got the old hydro bodyboard. We tried to give it away. No one wanted it.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You can't give away a bodyboard.
Yeah.
That's how bad the sport is.
But we did end up giving it away
to Little Ace.
Little Ace, and Trav was like, "Please, I do not have any more room in my van."
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, Dick Gliders, where are you?
That's our topic tonight. Dick Gliders, where are you?
I think someone made the joke a few weeks ago that they're just grounded. They've lost all internet privileges. Because they are about 12.
Yeah, that's right.
But entrepreneurs, very, very smart little kids and know what they're doing.
Now, Wolfo, I should bring you in on this one because we just filmed a bit. Now, for the listeners at home, obviously they didn't hear us because we were silent. What are we up against tonight again?
Yeah, I was just looking at the TV guide. I had to bring it back up again. Channel 9. Kind of the big hitters, Celebrity IOU.
Yeah.
Which we don't really know what that is.
Nah.
Four Corners, big player on ABC.
Yeah, Four Corners is a big player.
Channel 7's got one of their 100 cooking shows. And yeah, apart from that, Channel 10, have you been paying attention?
Yeah, see, so that's the only real competition you've got. Now, if you don't like Have You Been Paying Attention, which I don't know why, because it's the only good thing on television, where are you? If you're not into Have You Been Paying Attention, Four Corners, the only other option is to be listening to the Bodysurf podcast. Nothing else is live on a Monday night.
Yeah, well, we've got 5 people currently watching the live stream.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we've got 5, to be honest, because this has been a real stinker. But
well, it was good to start with. It's what you don't hear.
It's like jazz.
Yeah, that's right. It's the notes you don't play.
It's the jokes we don't say. So yeah, I'm hoping Channel 10 are doing better numbers than we are because that network's already in a bit of trouble, and that show's one of their big. But that would be a cheap show to run, wouldn't it?
Well, CBS own 10 now, don't they?
That's right. So that's why we get the old Colbert and the Corden. You like James Corden?
Oh, that's one from left field, Tim.
Woofo and I were kind of doing a bit of a James Corden impression. Driving home from Seal Rocks, we were doing the old carpool karaoke podcast. I think we were the first people ever to do a podcast in a car. Actually, no, we weren't. We said this on the podcast, didn't we? That Will and Woody do one.
Yeah.
They do a podcast on the way home from work.
Well, now, Will and Woody, thoughts? And for those listening at home, obviously you don't know who Will and Woody are because who would?
They're like a poor man's Hamish and Andy.
Yeah. But they're taking over the world, mate.
Are they really?
Taking over the world of radio, yeah.
Well, I guess there's no one else on these days, so...
Ben and Liam.
They're only in Adelaide. I think they do weekends.
Do they body surf?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. If you don't body surf, you're nothing. You're nothing to me.
I'll tell you some big news. Howard Stern, one of the biggest radio broadcasters in the world, is retiring, I think, next year. Now, he might stay on, especially because of everything that's going on, and he's been doing his show from home and stuff, but who's going to replace him? That's a big show to, he's pretty much holding that whole network on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Who can replace him? He's the best interviewer in the game.
Yeah. I guess Joe Rogan.
But he doesn't, he's making more money than Howard.
Yeah, but I mean, do you just go, that's like, Howard ends and Joe Rogan just becomes. Is that it?
That'd be a huge contract.
I mean, what else is going to happen? There's no one, media is dead. It's done, Tim. It is absolutely done.
What's replacing it?
This, podcasting.
It's still media, isn't
But
it?
is it? Because, I mean, they think, like, you think it might be, but it's just not. It's just a couple of friends. We're hanging out. We're having a chat. We got some gear. We don't hit record on the table, and then we end up here.
Yeah, but like, I still like jumping in the car and not thinking about, I got to plug this in, I got to press play on this.
Yeah.
Just whatever's on, and it's instant. You know, you get the news, you get the sport, you get the weather. You don't get that on a podcast. We can say it's, you know, a lovely night. It's about 17 degrees outside. It's nice and clear. That means nothing
Yeah.
on a podcast because someone might listen to this in 5 years' time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Now, we do actually have something that you guys can see on the screen there. It's very shiny. Should we bring this in?
Oh, yeah.
Bring it in.
So how long until the Melbourne Cup are we?
The Melbourne Cup is the first Tuesday every November. So it's coming up very quickly. It's the start of the Spring Carnival. I think it started last weekend. So the Group 1s are on.
Now, you had a great idea, and you might have to explain it again for the listener, that we are going to be running a bit of a Bait Bay versus Budgie Boy Melbourne Cup challenge. Now, how's it going to work, are we?
Yeah, so when we meet up on Saturdays and for Bait Bay on Sundays, we both take a specific gate down at Cronulla, and so they're up towards Wanda, and we're down towards Allura. So the gate up at Wanda is gate 8, and our gate is number 22 down at Allura. And so there is 24 horses in the Melbourne Cup. They will all be allocated a gate. It won't necessarily be in market order 1 through 24. So I say a horse 8 may be in a gate 22, for instance, vice versa. Whatever horse is placed in gate 8 is going to take on the horse placed in gate 22. And we're going to compete for... What does that say? I haven't seen this yet.
It's Master Bait Boy Cup. So whoever's horse wins this. Now, this is a real luck of the draw, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if we look at the teams and we get it, you know, Bait Bay are a lot better than us.
At body surfing?
At body surfing, at horse riding, at fin sprinting, at everything.
Blood donations.
At blood donations.
Yeah, but that's the one thing we're going to get them on.
At eating sandwiches, at loaf. Like, they take the cake. So this is really great because we could get a really good horse or they might get a really good horse. It's luck of the draw. And whoever takes it out gets this lovely Master Bait Bay Boy Cup trophy.
It's good.
Should they drink out of it?
Yeah, I think we should pour that's actually it looks like the Melbourne Cup itself. How did you get this?
It's an old bowling trophy.
Okay. You're right. Right. Okay. Well, Tim, I'm really impressed with that. So, I mean, this is the inter-team stuff that we need to be thinking of. And so we don't just have Whomp Camp to look forward to. We don't just have Whomp Off to look forward to, Slide Fest, so on and so forth. We need to be bringing in little initiatives like this.
Yeah, the Master Bait Boy Cup is... if anyone wants to sponsor that,
I'm not actually that keen on the name. It's pretty sus.
That could be... We could call it... You know, we could get a big sponsor on board.
Yeah, we could. Is it... I mean, Hairy Man's sponsoring the potty. What?
Maybe like a lubricant company could sponsor that. Woodo, do you want to get on that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good. So we've got the cup to look forward to,
and we're going to call the race. It's going to be weird because this year's such a write-off. Like, are they even going to run the Melbourne Cup? It's going to be so different. They're not going to have any international horses. I don't know how it's going to look. So it's going to be very interesting. But we'll get a call of the race. I don't know. We'll try and do something funny for that. And winner takes all. Winner takes the cup.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Timmy, you actually got in the water on Sunday.
It's been weird because I had a great session with you guys when we went camping, but I've actually been in the water for the last 2 weeks, which is very unusual for me. And each time I've gone in, not much surf and also extremely cold.
It was cold on the weekend, was it?
Going under a few of those waves, I was getting really bad headaches just from the iciness of the water. Now, I know that's what we're all about, you know, this time of year, but it is starting to warm up. And it's
back in the day for not going in the budge all year round. But it's really cold.
It's so cold.
Like, I don't think you can judge us that harshly. I mean, I try to go in the Sluggos at Whomp Off. And that 2 years ago when it was at Cronulla and it was that really nice warm day, we jumped in. It was freezing, but when you got out, you could heat up. Last year at Whomp, it was just windy and cold and raining and miserable for most of the day. So we were just sitting in our wetsuits. But I didn't go in on Sunday, but I did hear it was quite cold.
It was a bit chilly. Why didn't you jump in?
I just came down. I had a look. I was watching your boys, and it was busy. There weren't a lot of waves around, and I just went, you know what? No, I'll hold off for brekkie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been doing that lately. You know, I think that's the new wave of body surfing.
Brekkie.
It's just brekkie. It's just brekkie boys.
Well, my misso's on this crazy diet and can't eat a lot of certain things, but the one thing she can eat at the moment is bacon and eggs. So I've been eating bacon and eggs for lunch and dinner every day.
Yeah.
And, mate, it is the perfect diet for body surfing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, fan favourite Matthew Bond made a great appearance over the weekend.
Oh, nah. The things this bloke does, eh?
He's becoming a real character in the community, and co-captain was there, Jesse Mawson, and typical Jesse Mawson form, he was like, a bit like you, I'm not sure, oh, well, I got to, and then he was waffling on about something, he's like, I got to go to me Arnie's godmother's christening, and Matthew just cut him off straight away, I don't care, mate, and just buggered off into the water, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and that's why I get up in the morning. It's not for the surfing, it's not for the bacon egg rolls, it's for the banter.
Yeah, it's for the bants, mate, and I do have to apologise because I should be getting in the water. You know, if you make the effort to get down there, you should hop in. I mean, Wolfo, you're a bit of a drive-by sort of guy. Like, if the surf's not worth getting in, you're not getting a cold wetty on to jump in.
Well, Wolfo was there quite early because he was there for an event. What were you there for, Wolfo?
Oh, just our local board riders club.
Yeah.
Had a monthly contest.
So they had a big setup with all the gazebos and everyone was having a great old time. But because you were there so early, you sent through a bit of a cheeky text to say, hey, guys, it's not really worth getting
Pretty
up.
small.
Yeah.
But we still, Bondi's halfway to Foster already, so we sort of had to commit to it.
That's right. Now, I do want to get back to what Bondi had for breakfast because that's what all the listeners want to hear. But I think I can bring up a little chat that can absolutely salvage this podcast. I want to talk to you, Wolfo,
Oh, God.
about organised meets. And let's look at growing forward as body surfing gets bigger in Australia, as we get more formal and we start going, all right, we're a club, we're an official club. We've had conversations about this before where it's like, well, if we want to have an organised meet and we're so organised, you actually have to run it through the council. So I just want to get a bit more of a rundown about that because I guess we are probably at a stage, over the next year or so where it could be going towards somewhere where it's like, all right, we're getting a bit more official, and whether we want to take it to that next level of kind of semi-professional nature, like are we the council will let us do?
Yeah, the council restricts you on. I know this is for Sutherland Shire Council. I don't know about the other guys, but there's actually a surfing calendar.
Wow.
And pretty much every weekend throughout the whole year is booked out by someone. So yeah, trying to find a slot's going to be the hard part. You also have to be like an incorporated club to apply for a position, which costs money and time, and it's probably two things that body surfers don't have. So there's a whole process behind it. Unless you're having a competition once a month, it's not really necessary.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I'm looking at the masturbate cup over there. I can't. I'm looking at the cup over there and I'm going, well, what's to stop us versus Bait Bay every month? Can we just go and do it? Can we just go and jump in?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens?
Who are they suing?
Yeah, who are they suing?
So it's like if you're gonna have it as competition, then you have to get everything approved by council and have all the right insurances and probably affiliation with Surfing New South Wales and all that jazz as well. So yeah, it's a good idea though. I think that's not too far down the track, having little competitions like that between say us, Bait Bay, Eastern Sydney, Maroubra. It'd be good to have like a little 4-way kind of tournament.
Yeah, and I think like it's going to improve the quality of body surfing as well. We do have a good base of body surfers around that are available on weekends, most weekends, to be able to form something like that. We could even have a Sydney-based competition where it's on points. But I mean, do we go down the really official path, or do we kind of just keep it a bit laissez-faire, as they would say, up in the air? It's really important to kind of nut that stuff out, because we're going to you don't want to be making mistakes. And I'm thinking, I'm ultra conservative, and I'm like, well, if someone gets injured, then it's like I'm not footing the bill. Like if we have a new member turn up and he's just messaged us on Instagram and he comes down for a surf, and we're like, yeah, we're an organised club and we have a meet up on Saturdays, and he does something, he breaks his neck or something like that. What do? We rub our hands of it, or?
Well, that's why we've got the medical expert on the team.
That's right. We do. Sean will look after him.
I know if you sign up to become, anyone can do it. You can sign up to become a member of Surfing New South Wales. It's about $60, and that includes personal injury when you're surfing. So that's a good idea. Out at Cape, very, for $60, having that peace of mind, knowing that even when you go for a free surf, you're insured.
Yeah,
wow,
it's pretty impressive.
So even body surfers.
Yep.
There you go. So surfingnewsouthwales.com.au.
I believe so. Yeah.
And then you can sign up with them, and there's your insurance done, Timmy.
I think you get a free pair of Haviana thongs too.
Oh, halves.
So really, it's only $30 if you look at that way.
That's free money.
Yeah.
Timmy, you've got some insurance on the old MasterCard.
Well, when you hit 30, you've got to do the honest. I never use it, and I'm normally out of pocket anyway. So like health insurance is such a rip, but something like what Wolfo was just talking about, like specialized surf insurance to cover you for even free surfing, because like, to be fair, that's when we're going to get injured. Like there's not other activities that we really take part in where we're going to be cooking it like that. So what a great idea. I'm really keen on that and would give that a go. Can you claim that on your tax, Wolfo?
Probably not.
We're always looking for a rort. I had an idea for a competition, and it was just going to be called the Budgie Boy Classic, where we get a huge floppy bucket and everyone chucks in a random hand plane. And then you pick out like randomly, like your swingers kind of thing. You pick out a hand plane, and you've got to compete with that, and the best person to catch a wave on the ridiculous hand plane wins.
Oh, so like the
DG,
the Dick Glider.
That would definitely be in there.
So you whack that in.
So you'd have a few serious ones. You'd have a few novelty ones. You might have a train there. You might have a pipo. You might even put a boogie in there as a joke.
Yeah.
And then, it's all the Budgie Boys versus each other. And maybe we invite just a guest each year to have a go with us. And we just go for the biggest wave. Maybe even like what the Dick Gliders do. What were they were competing with for the biggest dump. Yeah. The biggest shory dump, which is a great thing to do. So
back to Bondi.
Are you going to tell this story? Because I'm keen for it.
Well, it's not that good of a story.
Wolfo, did you know about Bondi's breakfast?
I saw it in the group chat.
Oh, good.
Bondi doesn't like eggs. Now, there's a huge problem with one of our other members calling it an egg and bacon roll.
This has happened before.
And that has happened before. And I don't want any of that South Australian business getting anywhere near our Budgie Boys meetups. It's a bacon and egg roll, and I'll have nothing more. And the problem is, we all love a B&E, and then you might get a side with a hash brown. So we noticed that Bondi was just getting hash browns. He wasn't having a bacon egg roll. So we approached him. I said, "Listen, why aren't you having a bacon egg roll?" Like, I don't like eggs. Okay, fair enough, mate. He's just getting a straight bacon roll, but he wasn't happy with that. So we have the kiosk. And the kiosk is famous for not a lot. It's bacon and egg roll is pretty good. I really like its chai latte. And that's about it.
Lime milkshakes.
Lime milkshakes are good too.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Although, saying that, apparently the new milkshake guy is no good.
Oh, mine was great.
Oh, was it good?
I had a large chocolate milkshake and it was delish.
Yeah, that's good. So anyway, Bondi's ordered, I don't know what it was. Well, I do know what it was in the end. I had to ask him. For breakfast cheeseburger. And I look at the
Is that what it
cheeseburger-
was called on the board?
breakfast. I don't know if it was called a breakfast cheeseburger. It was a cheeseburger. You know, like going through the layers on it. It's got your meat, obviously. You've got your cheese and your sauce and maybe a little bit of mustard. Then it's got lettuce, tomato, and the crowd favourite, carrot.
Grated carrot?
Grated carrot. It's
yum.
got grated carrot on it. And I just went, I'm sorry, Bondi, I'm going to need a little bit more information because it was not on. And that's what you get. If you don't like egg, your bacon egg roll, that's your bread and butter.
And Bondi's tried a few other alternatives. He's tried the BLT, which I think he likes. No egg on that. He just gets the bacon. And then he's tried a chicken schnitzel roll, which is also pretty good. But again, you're working your way into lunch territory there.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I know it's a bit hypocritical of me to say because I've been eating bacon egg rolls for dinner for the last 4 nights. But I think you can interchange breakfast with dinner, but you can't interchange lunch or dinner with breakfast. There's certain breakfast foods that are exclusively, breakfast foods. And I wouldn't be having a burger or a schnitty roll for breakfast.
No, that's right. As you said, you're migrating into lunch territory there. And I don't want a bar of it. So I love the bacon egg roll. I'm a big fan.
Oh, absolutely. Now, before we forward sell what's coming up next week, because we have a very, very exciting episode next week. This one really got away from us. You think this episode's shit? You think this episode's loose? Wait until next week. It's getting rowdy with the boys.
Well, at least next week's episode isn't going to have any technical difficulties.
There's still time. There's still time.
And what I will say is it's shit, but it's hilariously shit because it's very loose.
It is super loose.
We planned on being very loose tonight. We started great. We started very loose. This podcast was in honor of Marty Sheargold because God rest his soul, he's been taken over by Joel Creasy. And it all went to chaos. Next week starts in chaos, which is great.
And it ends even go over because we are up for a big award. The potties are very soon, and
we put our best foot forward here tonight.
Exactly. This is an award-winning episode. So I just went through the internet and I found a few reviews of this show. Some of them very nice. Now, this one comes from someone called Holf Raris.
To avoid suspicion, obviously.
Now, it says here, 5 out of 5, completely unbiased review. It's the number 1 out of 1 for a reason. The best guest banter and dribble in the body surfing community. That's a great review.
Oh,
Thanks for that, Holf. Now, this one comes from Woof the Whomper.
Holf Raris.
5 stars from Woof the Whomper. Love it. The boys always have the inside scoop on all things body surfing, quality banter, and guest appearance from the who's who of body surfing in Australia.
Sounds a lot like something you'd write, Wolfo.
And the world. Oh, Australia and the world. How many international guests have we
I wrote that
had?
after the first episode just to try and get us up the top of a chart somewhere. But
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
working. We got 33 5-star reviews, don't we?
We've got 21 reviews, all 5 stars. So if you give us a like, that would be
So
lovely.
get on there, hit 1 star.
But I had to go. I went into the dark web and I found a review. Now I don't know where I found this. It was on like a third-party podcast website. Now this is from TM in the PM. TM in the PM. Now it says legends the best. These guys are absolute legends. I put them on when I lay down in bed and I'm out like a light within 5 minutes. Your show is amazing. Thank you.
Is that an actual review?
TM in the PM.
yeah.
How amazing. Astonishing.
Astonishing.
Oh,
I could have a good look at that, actually. I can't believe that.
we'll
What?
get that framed.
Wait.
TM in the PM.
Yeah. Extraordinary. I've never heard of that. So we put him to bed. That's
Yeah.
good. And that's all I've ever wanted from doing media, Tim, to put people to sleep.
That's what's so funny about those late night shows. It's like they're on at like midnight.
To put people to sleep.
And Paul Schaefer comes out. It's like you're trying to have a nap. I'm glad we can help you have a little bit of shut-eye. Anywho, we got to get out of here. Do it again real soon. But remember, next week, a great episode. The boys from Newcastle, the Stocko Wampers. It's a loose one. It's going to be very fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But for now, we've got to get out of here. Do it all again real soon.
And don't forget, it's always overhead. Is that recording, Tim?
Yeah, that's...
When you're body surfing.
Bye.